At the time, the 1950, my father was in Gwangju and my mother was in Jeju. And my mother's side parents, they went through the Sasam April 3rd massacre, and that was the when the 이승만 정권 came in, and in really majority of Jeju people against the vote for the 이승만, and that was the big that these people call, including U.S. They called the Jeju people as communist island, red island. The focus in the targeting was the men. Targeting was the men that they go to each house for the searching. And if the man is not at home, they assume that they are the communist. And this police and soldier, they were like, searching and, asking questions, where were you and, who you were with, and meeting all those people together. So were you with him? What time? Where? So the answer has to be same. And if the answer is not right, they shoot people right there. So many people died there, line up and just shooting and, die there. That gave me a lot of space to understand what people really went through in so many different stories. So many different stories that you never heard. Later, when I grew up and knowing the history, I felt I understood why they're being so silent about it. If your family member is part of the communist, the bloodline, then you cannot get a job. It's kind of becoming the criminal. So it's very severe. That's why they create big silence. When I was young and, elementary school and middle school, high school, what you do is kind of painting competition. And the subject is about North Korea. You have to have very clear images of North Korean. They're the red wolf. They're not even human. So that's how you brainwashed when you're young. And another side funny thing was the American was the white lamb. And another North Korea was like a red wolf, very wild and, make you scared kind of way. So, and you do every year doing competition about it, writing about it, drawing about it. So that was how I grew up. One of the biggest reason that I decided to have the U.S. citizenship is I really want to go to North Korea. For me, so my identity is not fulfilled yet because this land is divided. So I only know half culture of Korea. So my identity is still processing. I want to know another half of Korea that I can really fully understand who I am and also all my ancestors, these ancestors who built up the land and create the story. But having this half land, I'm feeling that something cutting off. So I feel like I need to know another half of my identity. What I also kind of want to encourage younger people is really talking with their parents and grandparents, asking where they're from, what their memories are. When I was young, I wasn't care about it, but since I grow up more and more, this curiosity, rise up, and what is this? What is my grandmother really went through when she was my age? And I started having that question, but that was too late for me. My grandparents passed away. So sort of my personal story that really made me sad is and still is that wake-up call that came to me a little late. So yeah, it, if I can get that call a little bit earlier, then I feel like I could share a lot with my grandparents, grandmother, grandfather, and I could understand their lives more deeper. Why they've been so silent, and why they've been so much care about their children, grandchildren, giving so much love. Now I understand that, why they did it, and if I knew it, I wanted to give back to them more and more.